Hi everyone, welcome back to 5760 Scale Models. So firstly, I'd like to apologise for the lack of content up on the channel recently. Throughout December I had to have shuffled my model room around and I just wasn't in a position to really film anything. But going forward I plan to put a lot more content up on the channel. I've got some ideas of some things I want to do later on in the year. But today we're going to do a bench update. It's been nearly 2 months since our last bench update. So I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on recently. I've got 2 builds I'm currently working on as well, so I'll show you them. So we'll head over to the bench and get started.
Okay, so over on the bench. Now the last time was the end of November, I think the last bench update was. And I had 2 builds that I showed you then, which are now, one's finished and one's nearly finished. So first up, we've got Tamiya's 1/24 scale Peugeot 206 WRC. I think the last time you saw this, it was just a plain body. Went together absolutely fine. The kit's a great kit. No issues at all with the fit. So this was primed in UMP black primer and base coated in Tamiya X11. It was then given a clear coat of Tamiya X22 and then given a Novus polish. Novus polish is great. You get 3 different compounds. I'll show you. So you get the heavy scratch remover, the fine scratch remover, and then the plastic clean and shine. Now I don't always use the heavy. On this one I only used 1 and 2. You start off with the 2, work all the way around the car, and then go on to the 1 to give it that final shine up. But yeah, that kit was a good kit. Like I sew it together with no issues at all. Now, the other kit was my experimental piece of armour. So again, this was fairly plain when you last saw it. I think it was in the priming stage. It's since been given quite heavy weathering. I really wanted to experiment with the weathering on this. Never weathered anything before, so I wanted to try and see what I could do with it. Like I said, it's not completely finished yet. I'm undecided whether I want to put it on the dyno, but I'm not quite sure what kind of dye I want to do. So that's something that I need to look at later on in the year, and that's one of my projects. But for the weathering I've done so far, I used a mixture of light dirt from UMP and sand. And these are completely mixable. Just put them into a little cup like this. Mix it to whatever ratio you want, and just experiment with it. That's all I did until I was happy with the kind of colour that I was getting. And then you just slap it all on, and this is the result. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. As a first go. Like I say, it's not finished yet. There are some more things I want to put on it. I want to experiment a bit more with the weather and see what I can get this to look like. But I'm happy with it so far. So that's that. Next, we've got Revell's 1/144 scale Boeing 777. Now the box art for this came with the factory scheme, so I've got the Emirates scheme from Hanantz, as I wanted to do something a little bit different. So there was a few issues around the tail with this. When you come to put the 2 fuselage halves together, the rear section just didn't want to fit properly, but with some careful clamping and some patience, eventually it did sit, and now there's no gaps anywhere on here. So again, pleased with that kit. Nice little kit. I've made planes before. They're okay to build if you've got the space. I personally don't really have the space, hence the reason I make cars, because I can make a lot more of them with the space that I've got. But it was a nice little project leading up to Christmas. Next up we've got the Brady Ford Escort, and this is the Domino rebox into the Tamiya kit. Again, I didn't really want to do the box art scheme. I found that I was doing a lot of cars and trucks, everything I was painting was white, so I wanted to go with something completely different, so I picked the Brady yellow scheme. This kit is absolutely great, I love this kit. Went together absolutely flawlessly. The decals were from Hero Boy and their Studio 27 decals. Highly recommend them, they went down with no trouble at all. Really nice. So this was primed in UMP white primer, and then painted in Tamiya X8, and again clear coated and polished up the same way as the Peugeot. So that's a standard way that I polish cars up now. I think it gives a really nice finish, and also the glass I wiped with the #1 Novus, and it just makes them shine. So yeah, this was a really nice kit to put together. I'd like to make some more of these because you can get loads and loads of schemes for these, so watch this space for that. And at the minute I've got 2 builds on the go. So we've got Italia's 124 for Lamborghini Diablo. This is building this for Paul Bretland's Lamborghini build over on ISM Facebook page. And also I've entered it into the wheeled vehicles group build on the Ford. So it's nearly done. Again, I didn't really want to do the box art, so I decided to do a green, and the green is Tamiya's X15 light green. It does make the car pop, it makes it nice. It's a nice colour. So this was primed in UMP white primer and then painted in that. And that's as far as I've got. I've put the decals on. This is now ready for clear coat, which I'm hoping to do probably tomorrow now. And then it's just final assembly. I've got to do the glass work. All the engine is done. The interior is done. So the door cards and the seat cushions are the same colour as the body. It's a fairly simple kit, there's not a lot to it, especially underneath, there's just not a lot to it at all. I must admit it's not enthusing me as much as I would like it to. But we'll push through and get it finished. We've got the clear parts there as well. So yeah, like I say, not the most interesting of kits that I've built, but I will get it finished and enter it into the group builds. Now, the other kit I'm working on at the minute is my first bike kit. This is Tamiya's 112 scale Ducati 916. I really enjoyed this kit. I was in two minds about the bikes, and I've heard different things from different people. Oh, you love bikes or you'll hate them. And at the minute, I'm absolutely loving it. So, where are we at the minute? So, all of the metal parts were primed in UMP Gloss Black primer. This is the first time I've used this. Normally I just use the normal black primer. I heard this is better for the metal colours, so I decided to get myself a bottle and try it. And I must admit, I'm really impressed. It really does make the colours pop and shine a lot more than what you get from the normal black primer. So I'm really happy. So these are the wheels. So these were primed up in the gloss black primer, and my go-to metal colours are the Vallejo acrylic metal colours. So these were painted up in the gold. There's a few decals to go on here before they go on the bike, and the engine has been base coated in aluminium. I'll get the focus. So what I'll do now is pick out all of the bits that need colours, and then once I've done that, I'll come along with the panel line, black panel line from Tamiya, and just go over, pick out the detail, and that really does make a difference when you come across with that. It does give the subject some depth. The frame again has been pried up in the aluminium, so really impressed with that. The exhausts are in the Vallejo metal colour chrome. They're very similar colours. I don't know if you'll notice it on the camera. Let's see. So one's just ever so slightly lighter. You get a little bit more shine from the chrome than you do the aluminium, but it's not much. There's not much in it at all. I think the colour call out called for the frame to be half chrome. This top bit was to be chrome, and this piece was to be aluminium, but the whole thing is just aluminium, and I can't really see how you can make that much of a difference, to be perfectly honest. So the exhausts are all painted up. What I'm going to do next is use the Tamiya Weatherine Master. I've only used this once, but you get burnt blue, burnt red and oil stain, and it just creates the burning effect on the exhausts. So you just come along, you get a little, looks like a little makeup brush. So you come along with this little brush, and you use this to blend all the colours together, and that makes the exhaust, gives the exhaust some interest when it's on the bike. So I tried it on a car, but you can't really see it, obviously it's underneath. I'll see if I can show you on the camera, I don't know if it'll pick it up, but it's actually on the Escort. So I was just trialling out different colours. It does give a nice effect. I think I can go a little bit heavier than I have. I was quite reserved with it, I didn't want to overdo it, but we'll put some more on the bike, definitely. And the first piece that I've done is the swing arm is all in place. So the chain is aluminium middle, gold nuts, and then gunmetal for the actual chain. Apologies for the jump in the camera there, my dogs decided to start barking, so I had to quickly stop the filming. So where are we? The swing arm, yeah, the middle has been painted in aluminium, the nuts are painted in gold, and then the chain's painted in gunmetal. The actual arm is painted in metallic grey, XF56. So yeah, the kit seems to go together really well. So it's my first bike kit. I'm really impressed. You get little screws, little selection of tubing, and all the screws I keep in there to keep safe. You come in a little bag, but the bags can tend to go walkabout, so I'll put them in this little box. Now, it comes with a stand. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on the racing stand or actually on the bike stand. I quite like it on the bike stand. I'm going to paint this up anyway, and see what it looks like both ways, and then I'll decide which way I want to do it. So all the fairings have been pried up as well. So these are going to be red eventually, so I've primed them up in UMP white primer. Again, no real fit issues. This comes in two parts. So when you put these together, there was a massive glue line. But what I used was a UMP thinny stick, the 400 grit thinny stick, and a a UMP buffer, and that got rid of most of the line. You can't really see it now. Once it's painted up, you definitely won't see it. This is going to be covered with a seat, which is the only place there is a slight gap, but you won't see that obviously because the seat will be there. The front fairing's got some nice detail on it as well. That's going to look really nice when it's painted up in the red, and all these parts will be clear coated as well. And we've got the two side fairings as well. So yeah, good kit. Like I said, my first bike kit. Definitely be buying some more bikes for sure. So we'll see how that progresses. So that's what I want to show you. So we'll go back to me and we'll have a little chat.
Hey, so there you go. That's all I've been working on recently. Like I say, we're going forward with the channel. I do intend to put a lot more content up. So you can expect to see a lot more reviews from me. I've got a few kits up in the stash, which is just up there, that I want to review pretty soon. So I'll probably come back and do a review next. And then you might see some sort of video build from me later on in the year, depending on how I get on with the bike. I might do a bike video build. But I'm not promising anything. Let's see how it works out. I know they can be a bit mojo sapping, so we'll cross that bridge. So give us a subscribe, give us a like, leave a comment. I'll reply to all comments. Come over and like our Facebook page, 5760 Scale Models, and also follow us on Instagram. Like I say, next I'll probably be up with a review, whether it'll be a tool review or a kit review, I've yet to decide. But until next time, take care, bye bye.